know a lot of you guys are probably thinking like, I know how to collar tie. Why are we going over this? But those are just some important like little things I think about a lot. The position of my elbow, where my hand's at, what my feet are doing at the same time, right? Because in wrestling, it's kind of unique. Our body's like doing a lot of different things at the same time, right? Our feet are moving a certain way to try to set up our attacks. Our hands are push-pulling. So that's just a little drill I do to start. And we just had a good question right here. And he asked me, what's my other hand doing, right? Because very little times in wrestling, do we end up in a position where I'm right here pushing and pulling on a guy, and my hand's doing nothing and he's not putting his hands on me, right? That doesn't really make sense. So, if I collar tie this guy, what's he gonna do back to me? Anyone? A lot of voices, yeah. Yeah, he's gonna collar tie me back, right? Every time we tie up with someone, pretty much every time, unless they like a lot of space, if I collar tie somebody, he's gonna collar tie me back, right? So now, the question is, how do we clear this collar tie? I'm just gonna show you that real quick. So, if he collar ties me back, right? So now we're in like a 50-50, which isn't necessarily bad, it's not really good, right? I wanna get to a position where I can control the tie all the time. So, if this guy collar ties me back, my number one clear that I use is, okay, I'm gonna take my chin right here to my chest. I'm gonna take my chin to my chest. I'm gonna grab his wrist. And I'm gonna slide his hand down my head, okay? If I try to do this and I try to pull his hand out like this guy's way too strong. If I try to pull his hand off like that, it's just not gonna work. So I just take my chin to my chest, his hand will slide off my head, okay? Then I'm gonna do what's called reestablishing my tie, and I do that as soon as I get his hand down here. This hand is going up into his armpit right here and grabbing what's called a meat hook. And I think about taking like these two fingers as deep in his armpit as I can possibly get him. I know it's kind of gross, but going here, he collar ties me back. I'm gonna reestablish the tie. And now right here, this is the best tie I think I could possibly have. And the reason is, he's got nothing on this side to stop him from being pulled to his face right now, right? So if I push into him, he pushes back, and I have his ear pushed into his own shoulder right here from this meat hook, right? I can pull him to his face all day long. So here, I collar tie him, he collar ties me back, right? We're just gonna go here, get our meat hook right here, and then we're gonna pull. You can pull him to his face. And we'll talk about that. Guys don't really let that happen, right? In a real match. Guys don't wanna get pulled to their face. So we'll talk about that in a little bit, but I just wanna get used to clearing the collar tie. So we're here, right? Oh, and another thing, you can't do this pulling backwards, okay? When I'm clearing collar ties, everything has to be going forward into this guy. So I'm here, okay? I can't do it and try to pull backwards, right? Won't work. I'm going into this guy here. I'm getting my meat hook. I'm pushing into him. Maybe he pressures back. We're just pulling him right now, okay? You guys got it? We're gonna try that. Ready, 1, 2.
All right, you got that.
Oh, yeah.